This story is so disturbing, most people can't finish it. A secret $22 billion deal has just surfaced, a deal between Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso and India. A move that experts say the West feared the most. But what's really hidden behind this so-called exposed pact? Stay with me till the end, because what you're about to hear may shock you. For decades, the West controlled resources in Africa, especially gold, uranium, and oil. Countries like Burkina Faso were seen as too small to challenge global powers. But then came Ibrahim Traoré, a young leader with one clear mission: break free from Western dominance. His speeches, his actions, and now this massive $22 billion deal with India are sending waves across the globe. Why India? Why now? Let's uncover the layers. India has been seeking alternatives to Western oil routes and energy deals. Tensions with traditional suppliers, global inflation, and rising demands pushed India to look elsewhere. And that's when Ibrahim Traoré offered something bold: a partnership directly with Burkina Faso and other African nations, bypassing Western influence completely. Imagine this. Instead of relying on Western corporations, India and Burkina Faso create a direct oil and energy pipeline. $22 billion isn't just a number. It represents independence, strategy, and a direct challenge to old powers. But here's the twist. The West wasn't supposed to know. Reports suggest this deal was meant to stay under the radar, hidden behind diplomatic meetings and coded trade agreements. Yet, it leaked. And once exposed, panic followed. Analysts from Washington to Paris called it the move we feared most. Why? Because it sets an example. If one African nation can strike a $22 billion independent deal with India, what stops others? What happens if Africa and Asia form their own energy bloc? For Ibrahim Traoré, this isn't just business, it's about rewriting history. He has openly rejected Western military presence, expelled French troops, and now he is building alliances with global giants like India and Russia. Each step he takes weakens the grip of old colonial powers. But let's pause here. What happened next shocked everyone. Leaked documents suggest this pact includes not just oil, but also infrastructure investments, defense cooperation, and mining rights. In other words, India gains access to key African resources, while Burkina Faso secures billions in development. It's a win-win, but only for them. For the West, it's a nightmare. Think about it. For years, headlines were dominated by Western aid to Africa. But now, African nations are taking matters into their own hands. Deals like this show the world that power is shifting, and the old order may not survive. Critics argue it's risky. They say Burkina Faso could become too dependent on India. But supporters see it differently. For the first time, the cards are in Africa's hands. Ibrahim Traoré is playing a game that few dared to play before him. And here's something even more shocking. Sources claim this is only the beginning. More African countries are preparing similar pacts, all away from Western eyes. If true, this $22 billion deal is just the tip of the iceberg. But let me ask you this. If the West really fears this move, what could they do next? Sanctions? Pressure on India? Or attempt to destabilize Burkina Faso's leadership? History shows us one thing. Whenever power shifts, conflict follows. And that's why this story matters. Because it's not just about a $22 billion deal. It's about a rising alliance, a bold gamble, and the possible start of a new world order. So what do you think? Was Ibrahim Traoré right to take this path? And would you call this a dangerous gamble or the smartest move Africa has ever made? Would you dare to imagine a world where Africa and Asia stand together, without the West pulling the strings? The night may be dark, but a new dawn may just be starting, and it begins with a handshake.